Okay, the topic of discussion is reassurance ever okay? In my opinion, yes, in serious cases. So if you see me looking over here, it's just, or here, it's just I'm looking at my notes. So, I was asked this by somebody who was clearly just desperately trying to get rid of their OCD, or they were just looking for a quick fix. And it wasn't until I kept running into these people that were really in the trenches of OCD, just about to give up, that I realized that sometimes reassurance can be a good thing, I know, as surprising as it sounds, to simply keep somebody alive. Like I said, the big thing you have to look for is people that are at risk at harming themselves. I am not qualified by any means to be dealing with these people, yet I interact with them all the time, and I see them all the time in support groups and forums and on social media, Reddit forums. I talk to some people on the phone that are dealing with a really severe case of OCD, which I think at one point everyone's OCD gets to be severe, and then they kind of heal themselves out of that stage, and then they go to the second most severe stage, as I like to call it, of OCD, and then they eventually recover fully. But we're just talking about the first stage where OCD really hits you. So, let's see. I do tell people that are in that situation, or I sense are about to be in that situation, to contact professional help immediately, obviously, because I'm not a professional, and they need to seek medical attention if they're really about to harm themselves, a therapist, somebody that is a trusted adult to help them. Now, what else do I have here? Okay, this is my opinion. If you see somebody that is in dire need of needing to hear what they want to hear, whether that is reassurance or telling them that it's just OCD or whatever, so much so that if they don't hear it, they will give up, I think that it is appropriate to give a little bit of reassurance there, and that there and only there. The best response in and only in that situation is to tell them that there's nothing to worry about, that it's just OCD, that eventually they will have to live with it, and it's going to be just fine. That is what I usually tell somebody when they're in that situation. Okay. Even though the long-term goal, the giant goal that is to accept the uncertainty, because we have to look at the bigger picture, because we are dealing with people, not disorders at the end of the day. Okay. So the first thing I wrote, in the case of suicide, yes, it is okay to give the person's condition, given the person's condition and how close they are to really, truly giving up. I wholeheartedly believe that. And there are many people, unfortunately, with OCD that are young, like my age, 17, 18, 19, or even younger, early teens, that are seriously considering harming themselves because they heard that they have to accept the uncertainty, which is true, at a given point of OCD, and they heard that, and their mind just, how if you have OCD, your mind just takes things and just runs with it, and it really pushes them over the edge. So I want to talk about that today. My storage just ran out, and I had to fit it. Look at this. Look how big this thing is. You would think it would be able to hold more storage, but it's literally... What is this holding? 3 photos? I'm disappointed. But Now I'm filming on my iPhone, so hopefully this works. Whatever, I don't know what I'm doing. Also, I literally just realized that I'm not even recording my mic. Oh. Okay, so anyways, the bigger picture, since we're dealing with people here. I would rather have somebody on Earth struggling with their OCD, preferably not struggling, but whatever, on Earth, struggling with their OCD, than not on Earth. I can no longer even speak to them. I can no longer hear their voice, and they've given up. They've just given up. So I think that is when reassurance, that's the only time reassurance can help. Anyways, so this is my personal opinion. When people aggressively start introducing the idea that somebody could be what they fear, whatever that is, let's say you have ROCD, relationship OCD, and you fear that your relationship is deteriorating or whatever, or let's say you have contamination OCD and you're afraid that you have some sort of disease, and you're really so concerned and so deep in the trenches that you are just about to give up, and somebody tells you, well, yeah, you probably do have a disease. Let's just accept that uncertainty. That's just, that pushes somebody over the edge. In my opinion, I keep saying this, it's probably getting obnoxious, but therapists should not reinforce a reassuring thought, and they should not reinforce a triggering thought. I think therapists and everyone should stay neutral with their thoughts regarding OCD. The reason being is that there are totally different stages of OCD. There's somebody, like I said, deep in the trenches, and there's somebody that's like, most of my days, 90% of my days are bad, 10% of my days are good, where I'm doing well, and then you have people that are, 50-50, and then you have people that are fully recovered. People that are really, really, really deep in it need to hear a little bit of reassurance that it will be okay, that it is just OCD. Because it involves something that is life and death. The key after you get that huge hump of, oh my gosh, I think I'm going to give up, I think I'm going to give up, I think I'm going to give up, is not relying on reassurance. And making it a priority to get over that habit of relying on reassurance to keep going. So to clarify, in every other situation, it is not appropriate to provide reassurance. It's going to add fuel to the fire. It's not going to help anyone, regardless of what your OCD or your panicked mind may tell you. But in a serious, serious, serious case where somebody is at the end of their rope, they need a little bit of reassurance to keep them going. It's about as simple as that. But if you're not at your end of the rope, no, we need to focus on stages of recovery and stages of exposure. So that is top priority in every other scenario. So I hope that made sense.